wide range, catch range, and the ability to really absorb information and knowledge pretty quickly. I think that his coaches at his high school did a great job of preparing him for college and the expectations that are placed on him at a place like Alabama. So he's been in the fire at Carrollton High School, and this right here is in an environment that's not going to shake him. So he provides some size, some ability to make some 50-50 catches down the field. But again, he's a sponge out there. He's doing everything in his power to make himself successful in whatever situation we ask him to be in.
Here in the middle.
What led to your decision to follow Coach DeBoer or from Washington to Alabama?
I mean, it's Alabama. I mean, enough said. I mean, what else is there to talk about? It's the University of Alabama. Why are you guys here? It's Alabama.
Matt?
For the players who were here at Alabama last year, what have you seen be the most difficult part of installing the new system?
You know what? We pride ourselves on three different things. One, we want to be ball dominant. Two, detailed and explosive. I think these guys have the ability to really be ball dominant and explosive. It's the detail piece of it that they didn't anticipate would be at such a high level with our group. You know, with the passing attack that we had at Washington, a lot of folks just kind of almost consider us to be maybe an air raid team, but we're anything but that. We ask our guys, especially on the perimeter, to really do a lot of things in the run game. We're going to come across and swipe block defensive ends. We expect them to really have a full grasp of what everything is required in football, and then we run a lot of different schemes in our offense. Even some of the things that you saw at Washington, we have other things that are in the playbook that come from Coach DeBoer that would allow us to scheme pretty much anything that we see. But it's just we didn't see those things while at Washington. So again, the detail at which what we do things, that's what's probably been the thing that's been most daunting for our players.
Mike?
I think you had mentioned you had family from Uniontown, just kind of the history of your family from this area and being Alabama fans.
You know what? I was born and raised in Indiana myself. Certainly my grandmother and all the elders in my family, they're from Uniontown, Alabama. You know what? Most of my history with Uniontown has been coming down here for family reunions and things of that nature. Tuscaloosa was a place that they used as vacation fun. This is where they came and had some fun up here in Tuscaloosa. So for me to be here at Alabama is really like a homecoming for myself and my family. Obviously they root for me wherever I'm at, but this particular place is truly special and really entrenched into the hearts of everybody that I come from. So super excited to really just continue to make them proud. I think that they'll be proud of me anyway, but I hold myself to a very high standard, and certainly I want to make everybody involved in this program proud.
Katie?
How beneficial is it to have guys like Austin and Parker and Jeremy that came over with y'all that kind of know a little bit of the system already that you're trying to implement here?
You know what? There's some small little nuances that come up from time to time that you really, every once in a while, even as a coach, you kind of breeze over it, because you just got guys who've been in the room for 2 years, so they know and understand those small little details. And so to have guys like Jeremy and Austin in the building, and hey, they pulling the guys to the side and letting them know, hey, this is the expectation. But then also, Jeremy knew what the receivers were getting into. He knew. He knew that I was going to be flying around every day. He knew that I was going to push them to their limit. He knew that the expectations were going to be extremely high. And he knew that the cost of admittance was going to rise. And so he's helping these guys understand that, hey, our expectations in the offense is that we perform at a high level.
Kurt?
Yes, Coach, I know it's just a few days, but I wondered your impressions of Kendrick Law.
Kendrick Law. I really want to look like him when I grow up. He physically is imposing as a receiver. he has easy speed, as I like to say it. He can go to 0 to 100 very rapidly without a ton of movement. He is a leader amongst leaders. That's been my biggest impression of Kendrick Law. He's got the guys showing up here at 5 o'clock in the morning to do extra work, to watch additional film, to ensure that they know what's going on in the practice. All right, but he's also pulling the group in and talking to them about the things that we need to continue to improve upon. He's done a great job of coming to me and saying, hey, coach, let me know what we need to do, and I'll make sure it gets done. And he is a leader, and leadership is about influence. It's about how you influence the other ones that are around you, and he's doing a great job of influencing the rest of the players, not just in the receiver room, but the entire team in the right way.
Time for a few more. Charlie. Did you have one, Charlie? No mic today. No, you don't. Nick, and then Nick.
Yeah, as far as having a guy like Kalen who is an offensive guy at heart and knows the offense, I mean, what is it like to be able to bounce when he is also on that?
Well, one of the best parts about Caleb is he actually played the receiver position, and so I love that because I know that his eyes are going to consistently go on the outside on the perimeter. So it's great to have another set of elite eyes that can see all the little details and nuances just like I see them. We're on one accord, and so honestly, I just love working for a great human being. And of all things, we can talk about how great he knows X's and O's, how well he can design plays, and all those things. I mean, he does it at the highest level. But for us, Nick and I believe that we'd be idiots not to use him in a real way in everything that we do, because if right now we ask Coach DeBoer to coach the quarterbacks, to coach the running backs, to coach the O-line, coach anything, guess what? He'd be an expert at it, an expert. He'd be one of the best in the country. So why would we not utilize him as much as possible to ensure that the offense runs in an elite way?
Finish up with Nick Alvarez.
Okay. How does your familiarity with Tuscaloosa in the area help on the logistics of moving and knowing where to eat and kind of getting accustomed to the area when you're not recruiting and coaching and all that?
No, my family's already here. I've made the mistake. A lot of coaches across the country have to make those decisions. Hey, do you move your family right away, take them out of school, and try to get them there now, or do you wait until the semester's over with because of their friends and they're involved in softball, soccer, football, track, whatever it is? And you know what? It's about family. I mean, I don't coach football just because of the X's and O's. I coach it because of the family environment that I get to create. And part of that is having my players be a part of my family. So I want my family to be here right away. So they're here already. And they're already in track and soccer and softball, and they're doing all that stuff already and immersing themselves in the community right away. So extremely important to me to have my family here right away. I mean, I think it's monumental because it also gives me an opportunity to really focus on what's required and the expectations that you guys are going to have. And rest assured that our expectations will be higher than anything that anybody else can place on us, believe me. But ultimately, all right, we do hear you.
Coach, thank you.
Biggest difference in practice, I mean, we scheme different things. We have, more indie periods. We have more things that, the coaches can step in and coach us one-on-one in. And, I mean, things like that, and it will help over time, you know what I'm saying, and just, starting to learn the offense more.
You have music in practice now. What's that been like?
Oh, yeah. At times, we cut music on, get a jam. I think, the music, it kind of takes your mind away from, when you do mess up. It's kind of like, okay, next play, let's go.
What about terminology? Is it hard to catch on to, or you gotten it already, or is it kind of tough?
I mean, terminology is a terminology. It's just something we call something. So, as long as you go home and study it and willing to study it and study it the right way to know that the way that you will learn it, it's just a word, you know what I'm saying? When you hear it, you'll know what to do.
Kendrick, I know you've been looked at as one of the leaders in the room, right? Jeremy Bernard, has his transition been coming into the locker room?
I mean, I'm not necessarily a leader. I'm just, a guy up there just that anybody need help to come to, you know what I'm saying? Jeremy is a guy also to come to, you know what I'm saying? If you need help with the offense, if you need help with the playbook, if you need help even outside of that, Jeremy is a guy you can call anytime. He'll answer the phone and get you a question answered. If he's not, he'll call me. If not, we'll call somebody that can get you an answer.
What's it been like working with Coach Sheppard so far?
I mean, it's been a blast, you know. Coach Wigg, you know, he had his ways of coaching. Coach Sheppard has his ways of coaching. So, you know, what I say is just, you know, he had his ways of coaching, and it's working for us. I guess I'll say right now as we, you know, transition and put it on the field, and we see when game day comes.
You've got a new quarterback in the room, Mac. What about him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a tall guy. He's a tall quarterback. He sees over the line. You know, he's easy to see when you look back, and you know you're trying to find the quarterback, and the way he spins the ball, you know, is unbelievable.
Yourself, Kobe Prince.